Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors, the elders and apostles, great millstone, who are teaching this truth with sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there on the four corners of the earth proclaiming this truth. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, Bracha Del. So, pretty much Day of Atonement begins as it started last night. And like everything else, though, you know, this is a time where we, even more so than we already do, which we should be doing it every day anyways, but that is, you know, praying for others that are in this truth, as well as ourselves, you know, that we're part of the hopeful elect, and edifying each other, you know, which we should be doing that every day, but, you know, last year in particularly, you know, during the commemoration of the Day of Atonement, you know, I was watching GMS Brisbane, GMS Australia, and of course now you already know what's going on in Australia, so we definitely pray for that brother who's out there, because we know that's eventually going to happen here in Babylon. As you know that there are other cities that you're locked out of things that you can't go to anymore because you have to prove that you have received the injection. So that limits where you can go. You know, only those that have been fully inoculated are allowed to enter in. And, you know, eventually they ain't even going to allow tests. In a lot of places they don't even allow the tests anymore. They're mandating everything. And, of course, yesterday was also the fluke of a recall election. Well, we knew it was going to be a fluke anyways. Gavin Newsom is doing everything the New World Order wants him to. So why would they get rid of him? The only reason why they got rid of Trump is because Trump was going along with what they wanted, but to a certain extent. Trump wanted to be the head of everything. And Trump was blurting out too much, such as, it's nothing but a flu virus. You know, he was blurting that out too much. You know, he was pretty much saying it's like a microchip. He was saying that too. So he's giving people a lot of clues here and there. And he kept on saying it over and over again, the deep state. Now this is, of course, like everything else, controlled opposition. You know, but Donald Trump was the one that said it, that they would steal the recall election, that was about to happen. So they were giving you spoiler alerts all along. Now we as Israelites, yeah, we look at news and all that, but we don't get too involved with everything. We know that this has to fall. So here we are. We've been in the hour of temptation. They're going to continue to lock down everything and exclude people that are not fully finessed out of things. So, we're going to take a look at some videos here, edifying each other on this Day of Atonement. And, well, I'm going to look at GMS Australia and what's going on over there, because eventually that's going to happen here in Babylon.
Alright, shalom, shalom. I'm just back here again with part 3. You know, but before I record these, I want to say, hey, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shai, Kahalam, La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Kodash. Double honor to the pastors and the elders, great millstone, and also shalom to sincere brothers out there pushing truth in the name of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Kodash, and shalom to sisters also. Okay, so let's go ahead and record this video right here on its own and see how it goes. Okay, this is part 3 to the other parts I did, and I just don't want to make them too long, you know. And this right here is going into, okay, the you know, the medical exemption and other things that's going to be explained in this video. And these devil right here, man, they already know what they're doing. So your so-called exemption, you know, to you ones who have that in your thought, it's over with, man. It's over with it. Okay, like they already took it out. Okay, they already took it out. Okay, unless, I mean, you know what? I don't want to speak too head of it. You know, I'll play the video and see for yourself. All right, shalom.
The
We're at the front of Australia's vaccine rollout, but doctors are facing increasing pressure from anti-vaxxers as some demand a medical exemption from getting the jab. It comes as Gladys Berejiklian warns that new freedoms will only be given to those who have had 2 doses, even when New South Wales reopens. Joining me now, the President of the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners, Dr. Karen Price. Karen, really appreciate your time. Doctors, look, you're already under a lot of pressure giving the jab. What are they telling you? How big is this problem at the front line?
Look, it is a big problem. I see it all over from our members about
This bitch name is Dr. Karen.
people coming in demanding certificates for an exemption to vaccination, and it's causing real pressure. As you said, Koshi, our doctors are under pressure just delivering usual medical care to the population as well as an enormous vaccination rollout.
Okay, so what are the guidelines being given to GPs to hand over a medical exemption? Is there a...
So, you know, I don't know if you brothers know what GP is. So GP is like your local medical center you go to, you know, when you get sick and all that. That's what, you know, we call it over here. And usually really you can go to those medical places and get yourself, you know, certificate. If you don't want to work in some type of environment, they'll give it to you. You know, if you want your workplace to move you somewhere else because of, you know, let's say you work in a cold area or, you know, a dry area, and you know, and you get some type of what do you call it? What's the name of it? Allergies and all that. That's the places you go to. Or, you know, let's go ahead.
Framework to say, okay, you can give the exemption for these reasons, and that's all?
Well, we know...
Check this out.
The vaccine rollout is a voluntary, it's been signalled by the government as a voluntary process, but then we're having other issues regarding whether or not you can open up, whether you're double vaccinated or not. And so this is going to become an issue. The guidelines are pretty clear, is that there's very, very, very few medical exemptions to vaccination. If you can't have one vaccine,
So that's it. A voluntary is done, given, or acting of one's own free will. Maybe I'm tripping, man. It says done, given, or acting of one's own free will, working done or maintained without payment. So that means these people acting on your own will, man. They're acting on your free will, man. Right? If I'm not mistaken on that. It says optional, discretionary, elective, non-compulsory, non-mandatory, open, voluntary, permissive, discretional, opposition. Okay, so if it's like down, if it's compulsory, non-mandatory and all that, then why the fuck are we? Why they ain't giving people rights, freedom, bro? These people fucking stupid, bro. So is it no stupid? Because they know what the fuck they're doing. They're just using words, man. Optional. Next minute, it ain't open. The option is gone. To give you quite time, man. And after that, when you know, when they don't get what they want, and then what? They come at you. All right, they come and take away your rights.
Yeah, just like Biden.
That's how this devil
He's going to do it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 3. Who, when their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And that's Esau for you. And that's what this damn devil is doing, man. Okay. You know what? Let me start from verse 1. A psalm of David, hymn of us, O Yahweh Bashim Yashah. In my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the scary counsel of the wicked, the rich family, man. Okay, they're in the midst of this right here. They're the ones who's, you know, running this whole show, using their puppets, their messengers. Okay, from the secret counsel of the wicked. from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Okay, let's go here to rule. This the NLT says, he hide me from the plots of the evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers. And they are like that, man. Okay, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. What's the arrows they're shooting at you right now, man? You know, these things right here they put in your body, that's arrows. Okay, even the bitter words, man, that shit get to you, man. You know, have you ever been to a court system and he used to speak? Oh man, them ones be like, they really, when you listen to it, the codes were the big words they're using, or the codes that they're reading from, man, you know, that shit is tough, man, to deal with. And those are just words, man. Okay, verse 4, that they might shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. You see? Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, man. They shoot from ambush at innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly, man. You know, and guess what? They're not gonna get us though. Alright? They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They consume of laying snares. Privately they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both inward thought of every one of them, and their heart is deep. See? Verse 7, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, that's the missiles. Suddenly they shall be wounded. Even the words we're speaking right now, you know, that's those arrows as well, man. Verse 8, they shall make their own town to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh Hashem Yashar, for they shall wisely consider of his doing, man. Okay, the righteous shall be glad in Yahweh Hashem Yashar and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. That's the elect, man. You know, but hey, Esau, that's how Esau plays, man. That's how Esau speaks. That's how Esau is coming.
Have another. So we're still following the Atagi guidelines on.
It says here, reasons for medical exemption, history of anaphylaxis to, component, serious adverse reaction to the first dose, suffer from acute major illness, are in compromise, immune compromises, that's how you say it. So really, you see, for you to get a fucking exemption form, you gotta have these right there. And then what they threw up in there, it's a serious adverse reaction to the first dose. Wow, man, it's crazy. So if you take the first dose, you can go back and tell them that you don't want to take the whole thing because this and that, but really the damage is already done, man.
Yep.
Okay, the damage is already done. The damage is fucking done, so you can't get away from it. Alright? So these devils are fucking full of shit, man.
What we would encourage people is to not come in and ask for an exemption certificate, but to come in and talk about what their fears and concerns are, because if they're asking for an exemption certificate and they don't fit the criteria, then they've probably had a dose of misinformation.
Right.
You hear that shit? Do you hear that, man? So man, they want you to go in and speak to them, the reason why you don't want to do this, you want to do that. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Get out of here. And this damn fucking devil here on the news, listen to him, he starts scoffing, alright. You know why? Because listen to the shit he's about to say. Okay, let me read this header one more time. They are the forefront of Australian vaccine rollout, but doctors are facing increasing pressure from anti-vaxxer as some demand of medical exemption from getting a job. It comes Gladius Berer Harklian warned that wants that freedom will only be given to those who have 2 doses, even New South Wales reopens. It's like even when the New South Wales reopens. So only freedom is going to be given to the ones who got the two doses. And for you to get that exemption forms, you got to fit those criteria I was reading before they even put on screen. All right. And listen to this right here.
And there's misinformation everywhere, isn't there, Karen?
You hear that shit? There's man. So they didn't know what they're
Probably
doing.
had a dose
So I'm gonna replay that one more time.
of misinformation.
Right. And there's misinformation everywhere, isn't there, Karen? That's the real problem. Once you go down this rabbit hole on the net, right?
Once you go, this dude, man.
Or in Facebook, it can send you balmy. Are you still seeing a lot of vaccine hesitancy, or are you starting to see that drop off?
So this motherfucker, they just want you to fucking watch the news, watch the TV, and believe everything they say is real. They want you to be programmed to their fucking system. All right, and that's why Revelation chapter 13, man, is coming to play right now. They want you to be under that new world order. They've been saying it. Okay, they want you. They're gonna re-educate you people, man. All right, you ones who don't have a help on the side, man, who don't have Yahweh Hashem Yashar as their helper, they're gonna re-educate you. They're gonna get you. You fucking phony Christians out there, man. All right, you scoffers out there, they're gonna get you because you're not gonna check this out, man. Let me read this precept in the book of James. You know, this is the reason why. Because none of you people got Yahweh Hashem Yashar on your side. You don't. Okay, you think you do, but you don't. Let's see.
You got people over here that think that America is a God-fearing country, and it's not.
I think they do, though. This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 7. Submit yourself, therefore, to Yahweh Hashem Yashar. Resist the devil, and he'll flee from you. This is a reason why, man. Okay? This is a reason why. Because none of you phony Christians have resisted the devil, because you fucking still believe in his agenda. Most of you. Even you ones that is working out to know the agenda. Who's your power, man? Jesus Christ, this fucking phony God have set up. Okay, the so-called white man with a long hair, blue eyes. All right, that's your God. That's the son of Yahweh. All right, is that what you think that is? You go to church every fucking Sunday, eating what you want to eat, doing what you want to do. You know, letting a woman run a church and all that. You think that's the way Yahweh Hashem Yashar will live in? You know, so hey. Says, submit yourselves therefore to Yahweh Hashem Yashar. Resist the devil and he'll flee from you. So none of you, man, are under that here. Only the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yashar. And you gotta be a Hebrew Israelite. You gotta, come from your lineage just to go back to who? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. For you to be under this category. Because you got these heathens now under this fucking phony Christian church, Catholic churches, but they're heathens. Alright? Guess what? They're the ones who's gonna be taken, man, to re-education and all that. Their mind retrained and be under that fucking new world order, man. Okay, it says here, 1 Corinthians 10 and 14. Wherefore, my dear beloved, flee from idolatry, man. And you be part of this agenda. You part of idolatry, man. All right. You're part of it. You see the word idolatry. It says here, to worship a false god, idolatry of the form of sacrification feats held in honor of false gods, are various as worship of Mammon in a plural device spring from idolatry in peculiar to it. You see, image worship, literally or figuratively, idolatry. And that's what you people. It says here, away from my dear beloved, flee from idolatry, and these Christians are not doing that. They're not doing that. They're going into it. Okay? They're running into it, man. Because they don't have the truth, man.
It was a lie from day one.
Okay, let's go ahead and play this.
Well, we're starting to see it drop off in terms of presentation because most people have worked through their questions and concerns and turned up to be vaccinated. What is concerning us is not so much the anti-vaxxers, but those who are still perhaps through mental health or other vulnerable conditions are still not vaccinated. So our job now is to try and make sure that last few percentage of people are coming forward to be vaccinated, or whether or not we have to find them within our clinics and make sure that they are fully informed and that they can proceed with the vaccination in a safe way for them.
Yeah, you're under a lot of pressure. Really, on behalf of the community, can you pass on our thanks to all your colleagues who are doing such a great job?
I think they'd be delighted to hear it. They're very tired. Thank you.
I bet they are. Karen, nice to see you. Thank you. This guy.
So there you have it, man. Hey, there you have it. But anyway, hey, Lord willing, says it was edify two brothers and sisters out there, man. And Tawada Tiawa, shoot me a shot, forgive me the spirit. To do this lesson right here, and I like you for dragging the whole thing. Just sometimes it's always good to jump into a few things and make it be make it more of edification. It's like edify. So until then, hey, shalom.
Wow.
Here's Chris Green, and this is what he's telling you. Because Babylon is falling, and he knows it.
The last 2 days. Please like and share this video. Get it out virally to everybody you can worldwide, because this is just incredible. I've let it settle in just how bad off we are over the last few days, over the weekend.
Fallen is great Babylon.
After basically just witnessing our worst nightmare here in the United States of America. Everything that our troops have fought for, everything that our Constitution and Bill of Rights stands for, and to now be in this environment of massive division and willful segregation once again in the United States is absolutely appalling on every single level humanly imaginable. And now the merger of the U.S. government with private corporations requiring 100 employees or more to abide by all these new rules is the very definition of the word I can't even say on this camera anymore. So it is bad. It is worst case scenario, everything that we've predicted, a giant crisis on every single fundamental
You're going to serve Yahweh, you're going to serve money.
Today, here on the 13th of Monday. In fact, in 2 days' time, on the 15th, we will have active resegregation in restaurants and places of business in the state of Hawaii as well. In fact, there's a lot of lawsuits being launched. You're probably reading about a lot of job losses and resignations right now. So it is by far an end-of-day scenario. It is absolutely the worst domestic event I've ever witnessed in my personal life. As an American who loves this country, loves people for who they are, regardless of your political views, regardless of the color of your skin,
but it's
regardless of your race, your sex, your gender, and certainly regardless of your health. So we know all that. There's a lot of people talking about it. I think you guys understand how dire it is, but I'm here to share with you what comes next and how to be proactive in the worst case scenario, the worst environment that we have ever been present in world history, domestic history, because we have some monumental things on the horizon. Here's what I think they're going to do
next. But either way, he knows it's falling.
Plan for this. I touched on it a few videos ago. The dollar crisis will be in focus, intentional, and all this will be intentional.
Leading to the digital
Trust the freaking plan. I think there's a high likelihood that they don't raise the debt. The Republicans hold out on Democrats and basically cut off funding to the U.S. government. That there is a debt default here in the United States of America that's completely engineered to do what? shock the financial system to trust the plan, move us to the new one that they've always intended from day one, harkening back all the way to those tragic events of 2001, which we just celebrated the 20-year anniversary after leaving $84 billion worth of equipment to the Taliban that are supposedly our enemy, to 2008-09, which was the greatest, most giant wealth transfer that ever has occurred in Western civilization, which amounted to trillions of dollars of taxpayer bailouts, and now this, an engineered plan to crash the dollar, to get rid of the petrodollar and the U.S. coinage, fiat as world reserve, and move us to an entirely new crypto-based blockchain system.
There it is.
The plan.
The digital
a dollar crisis, a debt crisis, a default, like we saw in the Pigs Nation, Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, there's a few others in there in 2008-09. I think just foreshadows the debt crisis we're going to have here in the United States. Bond defaults, massive hyperinflation that they're already warning about is out of control and worse than they expected.
And we're seeing the inflation happen now.
Based on their numbers now, which really is probably 20%, 30%. Who knows how bad it is? The cost of goods, we're seeing supply shocks, people running out of food, problems at the grocery store, can't source enough semiconductors and chips. Suddenly, everything's gone off the shelves, right? Very convenient that they create a situation like this at this very particular time in history. So expect more of that. Expect that plan. Again, that's their plan. And the goal, for those of you that don't know, is to introduce CBDCs, central bank digital coins, which will be controlled by the states, and marry it with the greatest opportunity of our lifetime. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin was in the news today. I'll touch on that in a minute. I've got new videos coming.
Those are preludes.
Those videos out. I'm about to release a new 1000x pick.
Corporate executives are warning that supply chain disruptions are here to stay and that the American people will continue to face barren and empty shelves well into the year 2022 and beyond as the world undergoes a shift in production, manufacturing, and consumerism that some warn will lead the entire planet into financial despair. The president of UPS, the parcel service, Scott Price, warned just on Sunday that ongoing issues around the planet are likely in their projections to contribute to increased shortages in the coming year. The logistics industry, this is a direct quote, the logistics industry does not see a 2022 as having any less disruption in supply chains than in 2021, he told AFP in a interview. You need to take this warning to your heart. That means that when you need things like deodorant, toothpaste, rice, over-the-counter medicine like aspirin, do you know how many lives are saved by daily low-dose aspirin regimens? There are untold numbers of people saved just by over-the-counter medication. And just a simple disruption in the availability of that medication, not to mention this financial crisis making it harder and harder for people to be able to afford these goods, just the disruption in availability will lead to an untold loss of life across the world. That is, in fact, this is, in fact, the second time that we have heard a person in control, in a position of control and power, warn the American people that they should begin purchasing right now their gifts or other goods for the holiday season if they want any hope of having a choice. First, it was the Vice President to the United States that is reported to have instructed people to buy their holiday gifts for their children now. And now the President to UPS warns, and I'm going to quote again here, order your Christmas presents now, because otherwise on Christmas Day, there may be just a picture of something that's not going to come until February or March.
Now these are the ones that are in the know.
As overseas shipping rates between the United States of America and places like Asia, other places around the world, reach all-time record highs. You have to remember that it used to cost a certain amount to get a cargo container on a ship, and now that cost has in some cases went up 500%. This is your future. And if you don't start getting ready for it right now, it's going to slap you in the face. You can do things to offset this. You can, number one, and this
Look
is
at
something
how
that we have always
2020 offset
advocated, make sure
everyone.
that your goods that you're purchasing are multi-purpose. You see, we like to take our kids camping, so if we're buying camping or preparedness goods and we go out and we have a trip, well, that's multi-purpose. The children got a gift. We got to go out and spend some vacation time together. We got to go out and do some fun things as a family, and it helped us further our own preparedness. His comments, Price's comments, the president of UPS,
just be wise.
as these shipping
if you have
rates
a
are
fucked
at
up
their
budget,
all-time record
you can
highs.
work
One of
with
the
a
largest
fucked up
supermarket
budget.
chains,
I do.
Kroger, warned just this last week that it plans to increase their prices because of inflation. This is with the CFO, Miller Chip, stressing at the company's earnings call on Friday. You have to remember what these earning calls are for. They are so that the CFOs, the CEOs, they can sit there and tell all of the shareholders, tell all of the people invested in the company, don't worry, we're going to let you get your profits. You're going to continue to gain money, and we're going to do it at the cost of the American people, at the cost of the buyer. Or alternatively, in years past, they would say, we're going to do it at the cost of the farmer. We're going to find a way to pay the farmer less, the manufacturer less, the processor less, so that you can make more money, so that we can continue to give multi-million-dollar bonuses to each one of our big guys on top, while we complain about the lowest guys at the bottom are complaining about them wanting too much just to be able to afford their rent and electricity on Kroger's wage.
And that's the reality. And then got this in the Valley of House Supply.
Erbil Airport targeted in drone attack. Erbil International Airport in northern Iraq has been targeted in a drone attack, Kurdish security officials said, the latest in a series of similar incidents over the past year. The Internal Security Service for Iraq's autonomous Kurdish region, of which Erbil is the capital, initially said 3 rockets had hit near the airport. A second statement by the Kurdish counterterrorism force said the attack had been carried out by explosive-laden drones. There are no victims in the attack carried out by 2 armed drones, the statement read. There were no immediate reports of casualties. Witnesses said they heard at least 6 explosions in the area. Lak Ghafouri, head of foreign media relations for the Kurdistan regional government, said on Twitter that Kurdish security forces were investigating the incident. The drone was carrying explosive devices and exploded away from Erbil International Airport's terminals and territories. No casualties are reported, Ghafouri said. The airport, which also serves as the base for United States-led coalition forces, suffered no damage, according to its director Ahmed Hakir.
This is a false
The U.S.
flag.
forces are leading an international military coalition whose mandate is to help Iraqi forces fight remnants of ISIS.
You know
The
that's a
coalition
lie.
did not immediately comment on Saturday's incident. The airport in Erbil has come under attack several times in the past year, including by drones carrying explosives.